Two Wants to Know is all about serving you. Whether it's rocky roads, pipe problems, missing mail, demanding refunds, or setting the record straight, we've helped folks all over the Triad. For the next 30 minutes, we look back at the stories that made a real difference.
I don't think I would have ever gotten anything done had it not been for you.
I really appreciate what you did for me, Kevin, and without your help, I probably wouldn't have, resolved the problem.
I was real grateful that I called you guys.
All I can say is thank you. Thank you for coming to my rescue.
You got it done. And anybody that even asks me, I tell them to go to Two Wants to Know.
Today, we want to say thank you for trusting us to help solve your issues. That's why Two Wants to Know is here. We bust down scams, break down the big headlines, and tackle sticky situations like crumbling roads, a new car that just won't start, or an internet bill that's way too big to be real. For the next 30 minutes, we're sharing stories of folks we've helped in the last year with problems big and small. Let's start with a road trip of sorts. Miles of Piedmont Triad streets mean lots of opportunities for something to go wrong. In Greensboro, one problem area is Penry Road. Drivers say it's just too narrow. Look at all the cars here that have to kind of cross over that yellow line. There just isn't enough space to get by. One night, a city bus hit a truck. Video from the bus showing it crossed just over that yellow line. No one was injured, but the bus whacked the man's side view mirror off the truck and onto the pavement.
I thought my window had broke or something, or I had ran over something, but then I looked to my side and I saw my mirror smashed up. I think it's unfortunate, it's not fair, and still have to go through my insurance to get it fixed.
The bus company would not take responsibility. The city claims that road meets the minimum requirements and they didn't investigate further. No refund this time around, but Hunter hopes his story serves as a warning to watch out. A lot of the time, Two Wants to Know does secure a solution. That was the case for Nancy Johnson. She paid a few $1,000s to get her driveway repaved, but says the contractor did not do a good job. So she called someone else. The price tag for that, 13 grand. But once again, she says the work was subpar. The cover-up was patchy and rough, seams were showing, and there were some odd-looking spots in the pavement.
I called him and told him that I still was not satisfied with it, that I seen things wrong with it, and that people were telling me things that were wrong with it, and they should be fixed.
Nancy waited months for a contractor to come and fix it, but they kept making excuses, so she called Two Wants to Know. After a couple of trips, the contractor made the needed changes. The new driveway finally complete. In High Point, an entire neighborhood had pavement problems. They were on just about every road. The homes were new, but the streets were already crumbling, covered in potholes and grass patches. The developer wouldn't fix it, so Two Wants to Know's Kevin Kennedy got to work.
Almost 15 years ago, Centex Homes started building Barrington Estates.
The community is a great mix of young and old. We have a lot of children here. We get along so well. We've got a great community clubhouse.
The community made up of about 200 homes, the recession delaying development. Centex eventually selling the project to another builder, Kamara Muhammad buying her new home in 2017.
Beautiful home. People love it. I love it. It's my dream home, actually.
It really is perfect. There is, however, a big and very expensive
But the roads.
Almost every road in this community needs repairing. Several sections are cracking. Manhole covers are several inches above the asphalt, and there are potholes all over.
I spend my day dodging manhole covers when I leave the house. I spend my day going around puddles because I don't know how deep the hole has sank.
On some of the more than 3 miles of roads, grass is growing through the thin layer of asphalt. The HOA reaching out to the city of High Point.
We were told, hey, you guys just need a layer of asphalt on the top. once the developer finishes building.
Problem is, this finish line keeps moving. There are still empty lots, and the company that originally started the development is long gone.
We went out and asked for engineers. We asked for the city of High Point to help us. They wouldn't. They were hands off.
The roads are now considered abandoned by the developer. The project never completed and turned over to the city, so the homeowners are responsible for all repairs.
I understand the concern, but it's not one that the government can step in and fix.
Bruce Ashley is an attorney representing the city. Kamara is the HOA treasurer.
Everything has been put back on the homeowners, so it's up to us, people who are laymen, people who don't do paving and engineering and development, to figure out how we're going to fix our roads.
The city does require developers to post a letter of credit. In this case, about $90,000 is available to the HOA to fix the roads. The problem, the estimate to repair is around $200,000.
The city is trying to figure out some way to work with these folks. We cannot just come in and do the work. We cannot just come in and pay for it to be done.
While many cities deal with abandoned or orphaned roads, this is unique because of the timing. For more than a decade, neighbors had no idea this would become their problem. The new developer not willing to pay, the city not notifying them.
And the letter of credit amount winds up being probably insufficient, as it has here, it appears.
A paving job that may have cost around $100,000 in 2010 is $200,000 in 2022. The HOA frustrated.
I'm pointing fingers on behalf of the board back at the developer and back on the city of High Point.
A project that started with Centex and then sold has never been finished. Two different developers and several builders basically playing kick the can down the road, crumbling ones at that, forcing this community to pay for a problem they didn't create. Kevin Kennedy, 2 Wants to Know.
And over in Stokesdale, a lack of pavement on a neighborhood road created a different kind of problem. The potholes and ruts, they were annoying, but the really big issue, the lack of postal service. One day, the post office decided they just would not deliver mail to about 20 homes on Sunset Acres Road. Then, the garbage collector did the same thing. Decades ago, that street was recorded as private, so it's up to homeowners to pay for pavement.
They won't come down in here anymore after 20-some years of me paying them money. And the mailboxes are up. You can see this is definitely something that would be grandfathered in.
You know, anything would help us out, because you just don't have a few people here and then we're struggling to keep it up.
Caused us all a problem, you know. I mean, well, we shouldn't have to do it. The state should come in here and fix us a nice little road to ride on.
Some neighbors relocated their mailbox. If not that, they have to pick up their mail about 3 miles away. What comes next is unclear. Neighbors hope to get the road fixed so mail and trash service can return. For one Triad man, the problem wasn't receiving the mail, it was the mailbox. Imagine his surprise when he went out to his front yard and the mailbox was broken. He checked a neighbor's surveillance camera to find out what happened, and he took the discovery to 2 Wants to Know.
Almost every day except Sunday, Bob Machowski checks his mailbox.
It was on a Monday morning, maybe 10:30 in the morning, and the mail didn't come yet.
A few hours later, he would be back, this time noticing something.
I saw that the mailbox was out of shape and bent over.
The mail inside, but his mailbox post and cradle were cracked.
I made it out of a plastic composite material so it would last a lifetime.
What he didn't expect is for someone or something to slam into it. But who?
I didn't know who did it because I didn't see it. But my neighbor has a security camera.
Only 2 vehicles came into the cul-de-sac in those 3 hours. An Amazon truck, but it wasn't close to the mailbox, and a post office truck.
I tried calling the post office, and they don't answer the phone.
To be fair, the video cuts off, so you don't actually see the truck hit the mailbox. But Bob was certain, so again, he contacted the Postal Service.
I sent 3 or 4 emails to this person, and it was a government address. That went on for 4 months.
The next email he sent was to us.
I contacted News 2, and they got back to me within 2 days. Unlike everyone else.
We investigated, sending our own email to the Postal Service, a claim form sent back to Bob to fill out. But this is the government.
And they take 6 months to settle a claim.
So Bob waited. and waited until one day.
So sure enough, just last week, a week before, I received a letter and a check in the mail, and they accepted responsibility for it.
The Postal Service paying for the damage.
I really appreciate what you did for me, Kevin, and without your help, I probably wouldn't have, resolved the problem.
Sometimes it's nice to find a check along with all those bills. Kevin Kennedy, 2 Wants to Know.
So many bills. Hey, look at this. It is the sort of thing that you hope never happens at your home. Flooding. It can destroy your stuff, sometimes force you to even move out. Well, 2 Wants to Know is helping folks in the Triad through these turbulent waters.
They left the sewage in our bathroom floor for about 3 months before someone else even came to look at it.
Water started coming in the front room.
And I tried several times with no success. So then I said, I'm gonna call 2 Wants to Know.
Plus, how a new car broke just days after purchase, and how we cleared up confusion on a $9,000 internet bill. Those stories just ahead.